while Scott Pruitt has moved on, they do need an acting administrator of the EPA, and they've got one in Andrew Wheeler, as Donald Trump announced. We now have Andrew Wheeler. That is a name that you've heard far less than Scott Pruitt for understandable reasons. And you might think, well, Scott Pruitt's a disaster, so huzzah, we've got Andrew Wheeler. No, Andrew Wheeler is a disaster, and so I want to give you at least a top-level list of reasons why. His most recent job before moving to the EPA was as an energy lobbyist. His biggest clients included Murray Energy Corporation, the largest coal mining company in America. Robert Murray presented when he was working under Robert Murray, he presented Vice President Mike Pence with a pro-coal action plan that called for doing away with the Clean Power Plan, withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement, eliminating federal tax credits for renewable energy, and halving the EPA's workforce. Half of those employees, we don't need them, we don't want them. Now, a lot of that you got under Scott Pruitt, but if you'd had Andrew Wheeler instead, you would have had a lot of the same results, maybe not as many scandals. He serves to this day as the vice president of the Washington Coal Club, a powerful yet little known federation of more than 300 coal producers, lawmakers, business leaders, and policy experts. He worked as a legislative aide to Oklahoma Senator Jim Inhofe, a man who regularly refers to the science of climate change as the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on the American people, and who told one radio interviewer that educating school children on the basics of climate science was tantamount to brainwashing. He's also the snowball guy, look that up, that was a nice little bit of recent Senate history. And when Wheeler's nomination was announced last year, Inhofe effusively praised the decision, saying that, quote, "there is no one more qualified than Andrew to help Scott Pruitt restore EPA to its proper size and scope, which you could see on a microscope if you were capable of using one, which neither Pruitt nor Wheeler were."
So that's
who you've got now.
Yeah, no one can do it alone. Scott Pruitt wasn't there by himself. And in fact, everyone that not even against his policies, people that pointed out the scandals he did were ousted, or who's talking about me now, and people he had done wrong end up being out. There's an explicit term for this, but he screwed over their chances in their next jobs, So he sent out the notifications, hey, this person left, and now that they squealed on me and the horrible things I've been doing scandal-wise as the head of the EPA, don't hire them anywhere else in any kind of business associated with what I can influence. He's a bad guy. He's just a bad guy from the beginning. So if Wheeler's working under him as deputy of the EPA, why would he be the guy who's working under him going, oh, this is horrible. Now that I'm in power, I'm gonna change things. Yeah. It's just not the way it's gonna work. I hope no one assumed that that's the way it was gonna work.
Yeah, we've tried very hard over the past year, especially so far this calendar year, to document as many of these environmental regulation rollbacks as possible. Understanding, by the way, that it's not a sexy topic. A lot of people tune out for it. Those videos inevitably get far fewer views than other sexier inside the Beltway topics and stuff like that. But they are, in a very real sense, the most important policies being decided in DC. We'll continue to do that, and we will need to, because Wheeler is going to be an absolute disaster if he eventually becomes the actual head of the EPA, and while he's serving as its acting head as well.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.